Hey, you ever wondered why you continue to keep failing? I'm talking to the guys. Most guys that come from households that are divided tend to have the worst relationships. Prime example, I was talking to this young guy a couple of days ago. He came to me with such excitement. He said, I met this female, and the first thing he'll do is that he said, her mom looks like Halle Berry, and and she's nice. She likes me. We spent time together. We've known each other for 3 months now, and I really like her. She's going to school to be a journalist, which means she's really super smart. And I thought, okay, well, tell me about her dad. First thing he said is, Dad's not around. And I didn't want to ask her any questions. I don't want to ask those questions. That's the first step. First thought, put it in my brain when he said that. So he continued on by saying, we had a great night. We watched this movie, and she told me about her past relationships. And her past relationships, they've been detrimental too. And just to tell a little bit about her, she came once again from a household, one parent in the household. Mother is dating or has boyfriends. So which means she's seeing a lot of guys in and out of this house, right? That's an assumption. But yet mom is dating. Even if she's seen two men out of the house, that's one too many, because mom did not know how to stick and stay with the father. The chances are high she's not going to stick and stay with the other guys, because that, once again, that's taught. Behavior's taught. So getting back to him, I'm posing questions to him, asking about her dynamics, meaning her house. Who's in the house? Who's teaching her how to function with you as a man? Who's teaching her how to basically relate to you as a man? Because if she's never been around a man, she does not know how to treat a man, because she's never seen a man treat her mom properly. And her mom continues to choose, or to this day, her mom is still continuing to choose guys that are not right for her. And the daughter's seeing this. So to continue with the daughter's relationship, the daughter basically has had 3 relationships that he described to me. One guy sexually assaulted her, or he attempted to sexually assault her, and the other guy cheated. He never got to the third guy. So I stop him and ask him, so how in the hell will she know how to treat you if she's never seen her mom do it? The first thing he said to me, but rewind a bit, his dad wasn't in his life. He said, well, she talks to her mom, and her mom gives her advice on what to do with men. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? There's no way that a woman that has not had a successful relationship can tell anybody anything about how to date, because that is that exact truth. If you're not successful at this, you cannot be the sensei or the teacher of it. So just exclude yourself from actually having that type of conversation on how to get a man or how to get a woman. Okay. I encouraged him to pose questions and don't waste his time or her time. Ask her about questions such as, or ask her the questions such as, being that we're trying to pursue some form of relationship, how do you know how to have a successful relationship if you've never seen one? That's a valid question. And even for the ladies, pose the same question to the men. How in the hell, not in the hell, that may be a little bit rash for a lot of these guys, a little rough. How can you function with me and you didn't have your dad in your life? Valid question, not difficult. Don't be afraid to pose these questions. And when you get that answer, don't lie for them. Don't make up reasons just because she's pretty on the outside, because all that crap diminishes in time. We've seen cars that are new this year. 10 years down the line, they're going to be old cars. And what I mean by that is that later on down the line, that beauty is going to fade, and that real person is going to show themselves pretty soon. And when I say pretty soon, it could be 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, even a year from now. Typically it doesn't take a year, because that relationship is going to be, of course, going to go through what we call the stress test. The stress test is when you get upset or there's a disagreement. How do you function in times of disagreement? But if you've never seen communication conflict resolve, you're not going to be able to do it. The chances are high you're going to succumb to it, and he or she is going to punt the conversation. The broken man is going to point the finger at the female, and the broken female is going to point the finger at the male. But in this dynamic, both parties have to point the finger at themselves. But most people don't want to do that, because that means you have to take accountability for your own actions, which means you have to grow the hell up. A lot of adults don't know how to do that, nor do they want to do it. They want to continue to have this vision of it's going to be happy and lollipops and stars all the damn time. Well, newsflash, is not. Each and every one of you that came from households that are severed, you need to really sit down and talk to somebody. because you're going through the deficits too. And you have a mental deficit. It's not a bad thing. It's something that can be actually resolved with communication, understanding, and most importantly, accountability for your own actions. But you have to be strong enough to rid yourself of what we call gut yourself of characteristics that you basically have made your own. You can play the game for a long period of time, but yet eventually you're going to get tired of playing that game